We came out from England and lived on the group. It was canvas and tin shacks and poverty soup. We came here with nothing, had nothing to lose, making new farms for Western Australia. And those glamorous brochures had taken us in. There was no talk of carry or kerosene tins, and our dairy farm dreams soon took off on the wind, and we all learned the destiny was. Oh, the destiny was a dance we all knew. It was forwards for one step and backwards for two. And we gave it our best, it was all we could do as we danced to
and Jackson, all that, and he is a Bunbury boy, but his parents are from Northcliffe and Pemberton. Then we got Hans is driving an Austin Spitfire Mark II, 1964. He's owned it for 7 years and he's lived in Northcliffe since 2015. And then we've got Murray Bill, 1966 replica, owned that since 19 years. And Hayden's the 4th generation. He's grown a bit since I've known him as a kid. And then we got Eric Pratt coming along, who's been around for a long time. He's a single Ponsford, 1-6, and Pratt 1-9. And then after that is a Fords and he was the youngest pub owner in the whole of WA, so he's got a bit of history to him, and he lives up the road from me. Now there's Brian Armstrong. The family's been here since '51. He's a dairy farmer. He's my brother-in-law, so he likes his toys. And this tractor is 150 horsepower. The next one is 120 horsepower, and it's driven by Nathan Thompson, which is one of Brian's workers. And he's been in Northcliffe 18 years, so it appears when you come to Northcliffe you don't want to leave. And then we've got Michael Armstrong, which is driving this Fortson Dexter, bought by Bob Howard when they bought the farmer out, and they've kept it. and knowing Gil, he kept driving it all the time. And when the boys come along, I think they parked all the old gear and went and bought new stuff. Then we got the John Deere, which is 135 horsepower, which is Cameron Armstrong, which is Michael's son. He's driving that John Deere. So Dad's got the old stuff, Son's got the new stuff. You see how the world works? Dad gets pension off, the kids spend the money and get new toys. Back, and he's come back the last 12 months. He's brought a tribe of kids with him. Then we got Peter Gilly, which he bought a little Savannah. He was looking to buy a rotary hoe apparently, and he bought the whole lot. Rotary hoe and little tractor together, and I've seen it working, and they do a little bit of work in their little veggie patch together. Then we got Wayne Smithers driving a massive which he's driving a little TEA 20. He's very young and he's our apprentice mechanic, so hopefully he stays around. Then he's brother Luke. He helped us on the avocado farm, and now he's Wi-Fi as well during the summertime. So he has to go out with cattle.
Oh, that's the one to take a photo of, that lot.
Enjoy the rest of the day, and it's not hot and it's not cold, and there's plenty to eat. Righto, thank you.
So let's see what's going on here. What you doing there?
Well, I'm preparing planks for the pole lathe. So this is avocado wood. I'm knocking the corners off and get it as close to round as possible.
Yep.
And yeah, it could be a chair leg, rolling pin, whatever you like, really.
Great.
Yeah.
No.
How you doing, Joel? Going good? Hey, mate, going real good. How are you going? Oh, good.
And a bike without a lid, measuring its back on a lonely good track. Mama's going mad, Daddy's half bad. The highway never stops. There's lights in town and nothing big.
Try and speak right into your microphone.
Yeah.
The closer the better.
Okay.
And yeah.
Do you want to introduce us?
Yeah, I can do an introduction. Okay.
So I'm the president of the museum, as you know.
The museum, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
and Min.
I am the great niece of Lord Northcliffe.
And I'm the manager of the Northcliffe Community Resource Centre. So
Is that
welcome
close
to
enough?
our studio. Yeah, that's good. So thanks so much for being here, Ken and Min.
Thank you.
Allowing us to interview, and thanks for helping our town with the 100th celebrations. It's fantastic. So do you want to introduce yourself in a little more detail, Min, so your relationship to Alfred Harmsworth and all of that?
Well, my name is Min Stokes. I'm actually Alfred Harmsworth's great niece twice over, because one of his brothers was my great-grandfather on my mother's side, and one of his sisters was my great-grandmother on my father's side. So my parents were actually second cousins and met at a family wedding, and then they were both at Oxford, and that's how the story began, really, with us.
Okay.
So there was obviously a lot of Harmsworth sort of memorabilia around the house, and always stories, and some of the older Harmsworth people with all kinds of tales of those days, which I'm afraid I didn't take an awful lot of notice of at the time. But we were always very aware that we were part of a great sort of newspaper dynasty, but we were quite far down the track, so we weren't really part of it. Yeah. So
okay.
So that's the relationship, really. So my grandmother was Dolly Harmsworth, and my other grandmother was Enid King, who was the great niece. No, sorry. Edit that. The niece of Lord Northcliffe. And there's actually even a family wedding picture where they're both bridesmaids, so it's all rather close. Yeah.
Okay. And so when did your part of the family emigrate?
I actually came out by myself. I came out when I was after I left college, did the usual backpacking thing, and then I came back again. I spent 7 years in Jersey then, dairy farming after that, and then I came back and emigrated in 93 just by myself. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I just loved Western Australia, and ended up, by the time I came here in Jersey, I did my flying training and became a flying instructor as well. And then I thought, well, I'll either do dairy farming or flying, and I ended up flying. But I did keep my hand in with the dairy industry, working at Masters Dairy for quite a long time as well. So
yeah.
And
so you're a commercial pilot now?
Yes, I'm a flying instructor. Yes.
An instructor.
Yeah, I run a school at Jandakot. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I do, and I'm currently studying at Murdoch University, so it's very interesting to see Beverly speak, and doing animal science degree, and hoping to maybe come full circle back into dairying.
Now, how does a Pemberton gal meet a Northcliffe guy back then? What were the socialising events?
It was a dance, I can't think of the name, Jardy, just out of Manjimup.
Yep.
Yeah, met him at a dance out there.
What year would that have been?
Yeah, he asked to take me home, and I thought, he seems all right. I sort of knew him, but I couldn't think of his name. And he knew me, because I used to come to junior farmers. And I was with nurses. There was a group of nurses that went, and we'd had a thing happen at the hospital, and we were debating whether we'd go to this dance. And they said, we have to go. We just go, all right? So we did. And I met Robert, and he asked to take me home. And I said to him, look, we've had a thing happen at the hospital, so I will ask the girls if it's all right, because we'd had a death at the hospital. And I said, I don't want to desert them. And I went and said to him, this guy, I couldn't think of his name. I still didn't know his name. But I knew him, but I couldn't think of his name. And I said, he wants to take me home. I'm just seeing if it's... They said, go. We're fine. So they left, and as, bye, see ya. And I walked out with Robert, and on the way out, he said, I think I'd better tell you, but I've got 3 other blokes in the car. And I said, what? And I looked, and... the girls I'd come with, they were, and I said, and they were going, and I thought, I don't like this. I said, you should have said that before. And he said, yeah, I'm sorry, but you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be safe. And I said, yeah, it's all right for you to say that. Anyway, I thought, but I did trust him. Straight away, I trusted him, and I thought, oh, well, I could finish up in serious trouble here. And I think Dave Walters might have been one in the car. Dave, who else was it? I can't think. Might have been Robert Minchin. I can't really think. Robert would tell you who was in the car.
Yeah, yeah.
And, they took me home and, they sat in the car while he walked me to the door and then we went out after that. Yeah. And that's how we met. 4 blokes in the car. But, yeah.
So how did you meet Alison?
I saw Alison at a dance up here when she was about 15 or 16, I must have been 17
So
or 18,
it was at a dance?
Yeah, she was at a dance, a ball it was.
Uh-huh.
And she'd come down with her brothers and family, her and her sister were very close always. You are inseparable. And I knew her sister, but because I was pretty bloody shy and bushy, and I still am, but girls, you had to keep away from them, they were terrible things, frightening they were, but you're still drawn to them.
Somehow, naturally.
Yeah. And I seen her there, and then she went that way, sort of. Even one time I remember taking a bloke out to their house and thought, well, I'd take him out. I was playing football, and he was going out with Elba, the older sister, and I took him out. And, oh, you're coming in. But I was too terrified to go in case, I didn't want to meet and see anybody. So anyway, that all things like that. I took out 2 or 3 other girls that looked like Alison. Yeah. And then I got engaged to the school teacher. Then I broke it off because religion was her thing, not mine. And as strong as she felt for it, I felt that strong against it, Anyway, then about a month or 2 later, I went to the dance in Manji, or I went to the pub in Manji actually, and there was Robert Minchin, David Walters, and Preston, the school teacher, Ian Preston, and me. We were having a drink there, and who should come in but Alison. I hadn't seen her for 4 years. Alison and the nurses from the hospital.
Okay, yeah.
And I said to the boys, well, that's Alison Kemp over there. If she goes out to that dance at Dingup, I'll be taking her home.
Yeah.
And I don't want any bullshit from you lot.
Yeah.
And the rest was history sort of thing. Because she objected to having 3 other people in the car, but then I talked her out, I said, I can guarantee on my life that they'd be terrified to even speak to you.
You'd already pre-threatened them.
Yeah.
Very good.
And I went and got her up for a dance, and we just fitted together dancing. It was just like that. It was beautiful to dance with her, and it always was.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, this is Glenn Smith.
Glenn, yeah.
No double N?
It's actually Glendon. Glendon, but nobody knows me by that name, so
we'll keep that a secret.
Miss it.
Yeah, no worries. We won't tell anyone. And you've been in Northcliffe a long time, I know.
Yeah, well, my grandparents come on both sides. In one lot, the Daubneys come in 1924, and the Smiths come in 1926, June 1926.
Oh, so they were part of a group?
They're both not the same group. The Smiths were on group 100 to 103, and they just started farming.
Yeah,
they always had a fair few pigs and cows and all sorts of things. Yeah.
Dairy straight away, or
no? Well, what happened was they cleared the land, and they come with a group, and what exactly happened is that they cleared 25 acres on each first lot, so it might be 20 people in the group, so 20 farms. So they cleared 20 acres, 20 or 25 acres at a time, and they just cleared that on one person's farm, and then they'd go to the next one to start with.
Yep.
And that group had the group camp was near where Duncan Minchin's house is today, and it had they grew their veggies and everything there together. Before then once they cleared their piece of land, they'd go onto their allotted.
They'd move out of the group camp onto their own little
title, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So they'd have a tin hut to start with a dirt floor, and that's how it started. And then over time they built a house. Like they went around like the Munro house over there. They built all those houses. Each family had one of those houses built.
Okay, we were just speaking to Lenny Warren, and she said her first house she lived in was made of what sort of tins were they? Tins cut apart. Had a galvanised roof, but it had the cut apart tins.
Kerosene tins?
Kerosene tins, yeah.
Yeah, well, really, I don't know much about the hut they had, but they had a tin hut.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
And where that tin hut was today down at Smith Road, it's got a little patch of, it's not bush, but it's a few trees, and all the trees were ring barked.
Yep.
What they did was they rung bark all the trees.
Yeah.
Like on the 25 acres, and then once they shifted into their huts, they still worked together, and they'd do another 25 acres.
Yeah.
You know, each family.
So you explain the ring barking to me. So they ring bark it. The tree dies, takes a year or so.
Lets the light in.
Yep.
And they just cleaned up as all the limbs and whatever fell down.
And but then the main trunk, would they wait for that to fall, or they chop it?
Some of them my dad actually fell them in the night. Like 1965. He probably bought a steel chainsaw, and he fell a lot of them. They were all over the paddock.
Still standing dead.
Yeah, standing dead. The last one fell over last year.
Yeah.
No, that's no lie.
Yeah.
It fell down. It's still, the bit of it's still there. It's about 30 foot high.
Yeah.
But the last one that was standing on that original place fell over that last year.
So probably ring bark during the 20s sometime.
Yeah, in 1926, 27 probably.
It lasted 100 years dead.
Yeah, pretty much. 90 odd anyway.
Yeah.
Carry?
Yeah, it was a carry, yeah.
We'll just keep going to the end. It's a short run. Bang. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
One more, come on. Yes. Yeah, go, Ricky. Cheers there, Joe. You're doing good. Happens. Need a rest every now and then. I'm there for 30 seconds.
Hello, Joe. I've got a tricky question for you, Joe.
Okay.
What's your name?
Joe Janicki. Joanne Janicki.
And you've lived in Northcliffe, haven't you?
Yeah, 46 years.
Crikey. Do you remember what year you first came here?
78.
78. So, yes, that's a long time. And I know you've been doing a lot of things. Your kids are probably raised around here.
Yes.
And I happen to know that there's a few generations of garlic raised around here too.
Yes. But I'm phasing out my intense garlic production.
Okay.
Yeah. Just
so,
enough for myself.
Hello.
Hello.
Who are you?
Introduce
yourself.
I'm Una Ormsby and I'm manager of the Family and Community Centre and a Northcliffe local all my life.
Great.
And I'm excited to be here at the 100th.
Excellent.
The earliest one I remember was the 75th.
Yes, I think I remember a little bit of that. They might have had a horse and cart like Paul Owens and carting people to the Hollybuck tree.
Yep.
And
Mrs. Smith gave me a bear.
Ah, you remember that?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Pip Walker, and I've lived in Northcliffe for consistently 6 years, but I met my husband down here 12 years ago.
Oh, yep.
I was working at the pub, he was a local farmer, and the rest is history.
Right, and obviously raising kids.
Oh yes, I'm missing them. One's with a granny and one's with dad, and
That's all right, that's not missing, that's under
yeah,
control.
yeah. Well, we've just watched Granny's beautiful cake being cut up as part of the Northcliffe centenary from Northcliffe Bakery. Yeah,
okay.
Alex Walker.
Ah.
Yeah, made the cake, spent weeks on it. We've been banned from the house for a month because of the cake. No grandchildren allowed.
Oh,
so
right.
everyone better eat and enjoy that cake.
Right, and it's over there, is it? So, and Pip was saying that her mum made it for these celebrations.
Alex Walker made it.
Yep. And here it has been cut off. And what does it say?
Alex is a lathe.
Northcliffe's Northcliffe centenary.
Of course, I'm standing in my own shadow.
It's getting hot all of a sudden. It is, yes. Yeah, the mud cake will be mud.
Is it chilled?
Yeah, it was chilly, obviously. No, I was just joking.
It looks fantastic. Apparently Pip wasn't allowed in the house for a month while this was being made.
Oh, it looks beautiful, doesn't it?
How long have you lived in did you used to live in Northcliffe?
I lived in Northcliffe. My grandparents, paternal and maternal, were group settlers. They came out from Scotland and England in 1925.
Yep.
So maybe 24, but 25.
Could you introduce yourself?
I'm Glenys Mulvaney and I was Glenys Adam.
Uh-huh.
And we lived out on Deeside Coast Road. Our farm was furthest out from Northcliffe. Yours wasn't far from us, but you were on Middleton Road, weren't you?
Yeah, we were on Middleton Road.
Yeah, same, Middleton Road.
And do you remember the name of the group?
147.
147.
Group 147. Yeah, we're all one group, 147.
Oh, great.
And I'm Helen DiPilato.
Yep.
And we bought the farm off Freegan's.
Freegan, and he
and
bought
I
it off
think
Hennessy's.
Hennessy's was. I thought it was Metcalf's.
No, originally
the Metcalf's had it.
Metcalf's had it.
Yeah, and then Susan.
I was Sue Daubney, Daubney, Macmillan. My grandparents were the Daubneys, Bannister Downs, 1924. They came here.
Yes, they're having their 100th as well.
Yeah, they're having their 100th as well. Yes, and Mum and Dad here on 147. My mum was a teacher at the school, tall nice lady.
Her mum was my grade 1 teacher.
Yes.
Ah.
Mavis Daubney.
Came here as a new teacher.
Yep.
And married a local farmer. And
who was? The one and only Wick
Daubney, my father. And who's sadly passed away, but life goes on.
And the group settlement house that's just been opened, your mum and dad lived in.
Yes, we were born.
Munro House?
Munro House. We were born and lived in Munro House until we were
Oh, goodness golly gosh.
3. Yeah, the story goes on.
Well, oh my giddy aunt.
You don't need to interview anyone else.
Yeah, because I've had a lot of male stuff and not enough females.
Her eldest sister is Robin. Robin, just come over here. There you go. This is her. You can ask. You're going to tell this man who you are.
What's your name, Robin?
Robin. I was at Daubney.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you lived in Northcliffe too?
I lived in Northcliffe, yeah, until 1974, or the end of 1974.
Has it changed much since you first got here?
Not much. No. We planted these trees. I remember planting these trees against the school half.
All right.
And when we went to school, we used to, the tourists used to have the bakery.
That's right.
And if you were lucky, once a week you got money and you were allowed to walk from the school down to the bakery to buy lunch. And I always remember we used to always walk home down the back lane and look in George Gardner's fish pond, remember? Yeah. And there was no supervision. We used to just walk down, buy our lunch at the bakery and then walk back to school.
When I went, he had emus in the front yard.
Oh, did he? That's right. George Gardner.
Yes.
Oh.
We looked at the emus. He's going to run out of memory.
No, I've got lots.
You know what?
Especially with this sort of stuff.
And we could talk
I've got another battery.
What else do you want to know?
Well, it's mainly, of course, Northcliffe. I'm interested to know what it was like to live here. I only got here at the end of '89. So you've got some...
Well, the original settlers, when they came, they had absolutely nothing. My grandparents arrived and they lived in tents sort of thing, and then they lived in little shacks.
Yep.
And then they actually built a house. But they didn't build the house, the group settlements didn't build the house.
Right.
And we were miles away towards Shannon River.
Yep.
Towards Shannon River.
And so her grandmother was Mrs. Adam, who used to live across the road, because we only came down in '67. So we were relatively
very new.
Yes. And Mrs. Adam lived across the road, and Bill was there because Bill wasn't married, and used to go across. And Mrs. Adam would always come New Year, up until New Year's Day, she would clean and she would clean everything, so that everybody would be first footing on New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve.
Sweet.
And I've made a special sponge cake to bring for supper tonight to the dance.
Are you going to the dance?
Yes.
Yep.
Going to
I'm
the
not
dance.
going to dance, I'm too old.
Right.
No, never give in.
We have chair dancing at home. When we put on music, we sit in the chair and...
I could do that. That suits me.
Yep.
My sister gave me a walking stick today, so I'm using that to walk.
So they can walk along.
So I'm going trekking. It doesn't mean it means I'm off to walk around the bush.
Right. And how about, where's Northcliffe going? Where would you like to see it to go?
There's plenty of young people here.
Yes, I'd love it to be like almost an alternative sort of almost laid back place. We've got Windy Harbour down the road.
Yep.
That's lovely.
Yep.
And I love to see this sort of thing. I'd like Northcliffe to be a place where people come and just do casual, relax. I'm going backwards. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Cheers.
All right.
So that's it. I think we've run out of information.
Yes. Oh, that was more than that.
Was
It
that all
fabulous.
right?
Thank you so much.
We came out from England and lived on the group. It was canvas and tin shacks and poverty soup. We came here with nothing, had nothing to lose, making new farms for Western Australia. And those glamorous brochures had taken us in. There was no talk of carry or kerosene tins, and our dairy farm dreams soon took off on the wind, and we all learned the destiny